This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
So how about that stereo show last night? Jade said it was 3 hours?
No, we did like 2.5.
Oh, so a normal episode.
Yeah, Jade.
Jade exaggerating.
3 hours.
Taking it to another level. Relax.
What are we, the Irishmen?
3 hours. Go on, man. Like, what do we look like?
Oh.
In your face.
Yeah.
Terribles.
Suck it, Jade.
Oh, I thought we were going to Scorsese on that one.
Oh, yeah. Suck it, Scorsese. Stereo was good. I don't know. I had a good time with it. They got to get rid of these kids on there. That's it. I mean, I had a bunch of people like text or message me. Oh no.
Here we go.
Mayes passed out right there, like kids, and then he just like a Muppet, just fainted.
A handful of people text or message me last night, like, "Hey, that was a lot of fun. You guys were great, but those kids' messages, like, they got to get rid of that." So,
what does that mean?
You want details? What, you got a notepad?
Just walk me through it.
Zach, you know that GIF of Dr. Tobias Funke where he's about to take notes and he's got the pencil and he touches the tip of it?
I thought you were going to say the GIF of Antonio Banderas in Assassin. On the computer.
He bites his fist.
So, Mayes, like, people can just submit voice messages, right?
Right.
Voice notes.
There's a lot of kids on there. There was a kid that was like, digging my butt. I'm a country boy, digging my butt. And it's just like a lot of like, what are you guys doing on here? It's just kids thinking they're funny and they're fucking stupid.
So there's just kids logging into stereo and like randomly jumping around to whatever's happening.
Yeah.
You know what's funny, Zach, is after that experience, it's really made me look at Twitter different.
Oh, Twitter's so sophisticated.
No, is it? Or is it how many of these assholes in your mentions are just 8-year-olds with no supervision?
Oh, that actually might be true. Okay, now I get your point now. Yeah, I think you're right.
My little cousin in Florida
Relax, I mean.
just got an Instagram and she'll post some random photo and get 350 likes and 79 comments, and they're all swag, Gorg, babe.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And my favorite one though is there's just a picture of her and her friend at the beach, and one of her friends commented, "Pop off."
Okay, that's not a kid thing, because I've noticed that with all these these influencer accounts.
Pop off.
Commenting on Ball is Life or House of Highlights or Bleacher Report, all this stuff. They're all saying the same shit.
Internet patois, ladies and gentlemen, and it's finest.
Oh my God, it's annoying.
See, I'm not doing this shit right, man.
I think you are.
Am I?
Aren't you?
Welcome to Cinephobe.
No, but I enjoyed it. I think it's a fun thing for us to do. I really like the stereo. I think
I'm about to say, what do you? Whoa! I was like, whoa!
As more of our listeners get into it, we're going to do it basically every other Thursday. I think for Cinephobe, it'll be some combination of the two of us. We were getting some really funny questions. We were getting a lot of questions about what's coming up next month. What's the theme next month? If you want to know that, you should be on stereo. Stereo.com/talkhoops, stereo.com/Darth Amin, stereo.com/cornpuzzle. Amin, what would you say about it?
It's great because a lot of times people have questions and they lob the questions on Twitter, and sometimes we get to them, sometimes we don't. When we're doing stereo, it's interactive, right? Even though it's not real time because you guys are leaving the message, but you're still sitting there and listening, and we're mowing through these messages. So you'll hear your answer eventually. And in the meantime, you'll hear answers to other questions. And me and Zach try to make it entertaining. It's not like it's a lecture. Well, we remember a lot of great bits from Cinephobe history. We talk about prospective Cinephobe movies. People ask us about what the themes are going to be. We revealed what the theme is going to be for March. I don't even know if we should say it here because I want I want people to feel like when you go to stereo.
Well, we have to at the end, though.
Yeah, at the end of the episode. So there's a tease for, 5 hours from now, however long this one's going to be.
But this doesn't come out for like a couple weeks. So if you wanted to know earlier.
Then hopefully you got your ass on stereo because you found out from us.
That's a good point.
It's a future callback. The people on stereo already know what the next month's theme is. You just don't know that they know.
You didn't know this whole time.
I could not imagine spending 3 hours on something that I didn't like after 10 minutes. You don't like it. You are a weird individual to keep watching. What are you, nuts? You dedicated a week of your life to dislike something? Get a hobby, knit something, go for a walk.
Previously on Cinephobe.
How am I supposed to go back to the me before all of this pain?
Excuse me? We're new in town and we've never had sex before. Would you give us a hand?
I would have rather seen his cock.
Out of the way, Bobby! This episode in this movie exists.
You bet your sweet ass I saw a lawnmower man.
Oh, Teddy.
I'll call some guys from my neck of the woods. We're not talking, Brooke, about a couple of queens who know a few grapples. We're talking about Polacks that don't have a goddamn future.
You have a stupid heart and a stupid brain.
Regular Einstein.
You think I'm a coward? You're wrong. I'm not a coward. You're the coward. I'm not a coward.
I love cocaine. I do it all the time.
I'm sorry, you guys. I don't mean fag like homosexual. I mean fag like retard.
I got nukes shooting out of my dick right now. I've got so many nukes.
Dick Nukem.
I mean, look at this buffet of ass.
Mouth to dildo, dildo to ass to ass, high branch, anal beads.
I'm the goddamn talent, Maze.
Look, Gene, I've never told anyone this before.
My head!
But I can suck my own dick. And I do it a lot.
1038. This movie is shit.
You don't know shit.
Holy shit, bro.
I had the same note too.
And I swear to God, both of you guys are the biggest fucking liars in the world.
Howdy.
You should have saved this for the train.
All right, au revoir, Lubin. Lisa, solide.
Oh, I mean, why don't you just be like a regular person and dream about regular threesomes? Like clones.
Give me some soul kisses, baby.
Hey, beautiful. What? Oh,
Dang.
oh.
I can't indulge this comparison to a person that Amin may or may not know in a movie that has nothing to do with this podcast.
That's some 20th century shit, bitch.
We will tangle ass,
Say hi to your mother for me.
and you will lose.
What's the end game? Okay, now everyone's dead.
What is fucking Spence from Ballers? Who cares what the end game is?
I am wrath.
McCavity!
Welcome to Cinephobe, the podcast where we break down the movies you're afraid to admit you love. I'm Zach Harper. That's Amin Hassan. That's Anthony Mayes. Hey, be a nice listener. You're already a nice listener because you've downloaded, you've subscribed, but leave us a review. Even if you don't really use Apple Podcasts, go leave us a 5-star review on there. It actually helps us out tremendously, and we would appreciate it. And while you're at it, patreon.com/countthedings, you get all of our exclusive content. We have one basically every holiday, every real holiday, not like that National Pizza Day or National Talk Like a Pirate shit. We're talking like Valentine's Day. You heard the Valentine's Day movie episode, right?
Yarg or narg.
Yarg or narg. Yep, you heard Yarg or narg. You've heard Cinefeud. You've heard all kinds of stuff from us. So patreon.com/countthedings. If you're already a Patreon subscriber, thank you. If not, check it out. If you're either, share it. Throw it around the internet. If you're either. All right. Also, if you have a submission for a future Cinephobe pick, submit it. Just needs to be 40% or lower on Rotten Tomatoes with the audience or critics score. We are rounding out Black History Month in February, and we watched the 1988 action comedy crime movie, Action Jackson.
I just said action. I mean, it's Action Jackson.
I mean,
Let me just say this. This movie, from the opening scene, it announces itself like, oh, you thought this was going to be a rom-com or perhaps like a whodunit? Like, nope.
Mm-mm.
Action.
You get an action. Jackson.
It's in the title.
Action Jackson stars Carl Weathers. Oh my God, the decade of Carl Weathers. He was coming off of Rocky IV in 1985. He had Predator in 1987. And he had Hurricane Smith coming out in 1992. But in the 80s, baby, he had a stew going.
There's still plenty of meat on that bone. Now you take this home, throw it in a pot, add some broth, a potato. Baby, you got a stew going.
This dude, glorious.
Oh my God.
One of my favorite things about Carl Weathers, beyond the great movies of the 80s, beyond obviously his appearance on Mandalorian,
Mando,
is his work on Arrested Development.
As Carl Weathers.
This is going to be a very Arrested Development type of episode.
Yes.
Just the way Tobias looks at him as this great thespian, great actor. All I could think of while I'm watching Action Jackson. And you know what's funny? He's a damn good actor, man.
He's good.
He's a damn good actor.
Let's get this out of the way. He's acting his ass off.
Oh, man. Oh, he acted his ass off, up, down, left, right, every single way. But it reminded me of when I was at Star Wars Celebration, which is it's like the Comic-Con for Star Wars only. And they announced The Mandalorian, and they had Pedro Pascal on stage and Gina Carano. Hey, don't let the door hit you with a good Lord spit you. And Carl Weathers. And like everyone kind of spoke and they're, about how excited they were. And Carl spoke, and it's like, immediately I was like, that's a pro right there. The way he commanded the stage and the way how he spoke. And the funny thing was, he's like, I wasn't really much of a Star Wars guy. But when they presented me with this role and he started talking about the role, and I'm like, oh my God. Like, most people get upset that like, oh, you're this person who's not of this world, like is now getting this very choice role. But no, man, he sold it. The crowd was eating out the palm of his hands. This man is a pro. What an act. What a professional.
I also love Happy Gilmore as Chubbs.
Oh, absolutely.
And the whole thing with the fake hand.
I can't think of something he's been in where I didn't fully enjoy his character. I got a note about this later. All-time mustache. He has an all-time mustache.
I've got a note about it later, too. I'll wait till you say your note to say my note.
Whoa, bro. We had the same note.
Same note.
Action Jackson also stars Craig T. Nelson, who had Coach coming out in 1989.
Coach?
He was also in Turner and Hooch in 1989.
Coach.
It's funny, his character on Coach, because everything else I remember him in, I just feel like he was a sleazy villain. Spoiler alert. We also get Vanity.
I don't know who this is.
So that's a Canadian model from the 80s.
Whoa. You don't know who Vanity is, Maze?
No idea.
Have you not seen The Last Dragon?
No.
Wow. You've never seen Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon?
We also get repeat offender Sharon Stone.
Sharon Stone?
Yo.
This is peak Sharon Stone.
Am I doing this podcast with Mr. Ed? Future callback?
I had the same reaction as Jason Sudeikis in Horrible Bosses 2 when the assistant walks in. When she shows up on screen, 1988, Sharon Stone shows up on screen. I went, holy fucking shit. Like, she took my breath away. She was in Police Academy 4, Citizens on Patrol in 1987, Above the Law in 1988.
Sharon Stone was?
Yes, and Total Recall in 1990. This is all before Basic Instinct. We also get Thomas F. Wilson, who you know as Biff from the Back to the Future franchise.
Biff!
Forever Biff.
Bill Duke from Commando and Predator.
Also, Bill Duke from Menace Society.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
You know you done fucked up, don't you?
We also get Robert Davi or Davey, a repeat offender from Showgirls.
And also the other Fratelli brother from The Goonies.
That's true.
Joey Pants was the first Fratelli brother, and this one's the other.
And he had Die Hard and License to Kill coming up.
This is a good decade for him.
Big year for Robert Davi.
Action Jackson is directed by Craig R. Baxley. He directed 9 episodes of The A-Team, a shitload of TV movies, and Dark Angel with Dolph Lundgren.
Future callback, by the way, on that A-Team.
Stone Cold with Brian Bosworth, Bad Day on the Block with Charlie Sheen, and he is the stunt coordinator from Predator. All of this movie was put together basically on the set of Predator.
Yep.
I teach you how to stunt.
And so I called him the original Chad Stahelski, Zach.
That's a good call. That's the guy who did John Wick. I mean.
Oh, okay.
Stuntman turned director, so you know the stunts are good.
No, are they?
Well,
oh my God.
Well, all right.
No, hey, don't you dare, Zach. It's Black History Month, bitch.
Oh, that's right. It's great. Is Craig R. Baxley black?
No.
Craig R. Never mind.
Black.
Robert Renault wrote Action Jackson. He also wrote an episode of Tales from the Crypt, different one that Vanity was in, and he wrote Demolition Man.
With Peter Lankov, who is the creator of the R.I.P.D. comic and rewrote Ballistic Eck versus Sever.
X, not Eck. Eck is how we felt after watching it.
Demolition Man was the last thing he wrote.
Before what happened?
Did he die? I don't know.
Short career for this Frenchman.
Synopsis for Action Jackson. Vengeance drives a tough Detroit cop to stay on the trail of a power-hungry auto magnate who's systemically eliminating his competition. Yep, well, he likes it. Tagline. It's time for action.
I mean, yeah.
Other tagline. Name. Jericho Jackson. Nickname. Action. Home. Detroit. Profession, cop, education, Harvard Law.
No,
hobby,
that's not a
fighting
tagline.
crime.
That's
Weapon?
Taxposition?
Wait, hold on. Weapon? You're looking at him. $7 million estimated budget. Grossed $20.2 million U.S. and worldwide. It's a hit.
I had $65 million.
Oh.
I'm going with Maze's number. There's no way Action Jackson, when I was a kid growing up in Sudan, Action Jackson was a movie that everybody owned on cassette. Like this one right here. Well, they owned. There's a bootleg copy. But anyways.
That's racist.
This movie was very, very popular anywhere in the world where English was not the first language.
Well, then IMDb is way off because they say 20.2.
Racist.
Before jumping into this movie, Action Jackson is available on HBO Max. Action Jackson receives 13% from critics on 15 reviews and 32% from the audience on over 10,000 ratings. Amin, would you like the positive or negative reviews?
Show me the positives. Let me find the allies.
Well, everybody's just thinking about the negative. Well, I think the glass is half full. Everybody thinks it's half empty.
Brandon Collins of Medium Popcorn. It's just fun to talk about. Vanity is beautiful in this. It's an easy way to pass the time.
It is.
I'm going to go with an old Amin response from the good old days. That guy jerked off.
It's the only critic response, so now we're going to the users.
Oh, wow.
1 for 15?
How's that possible?
Well, it's 2 for 15, but the other one doesn't have a review. It's just a score.
Wow.
Wow.
User Jonathan M. 5 out of 5 stars. Classic. Y'all tripping. R.I.P. the beautiful Vanity.
Vanity's dead?
I don't know if that's true. Can you trust?
Jonathan M.?
Vanity died 2016 in Fremont, California.
Oh, no.
What?
Now I'm sad.
She was a pop singer?
Yes, she's singing all throughout the movie.
Did you watch this movie?
What are you wrong with you?
Yeah, because they'd never fake that in movies.
She sang in goddamn Barry Gordy's Last Dragon. Or was she a game show host? I don't remember.
Such a welcome to Cinephobe.
Oh, she had kidney problems. Damn.
Oh, poor Vanity.
Lived to 57. All right. User Brian B. 4 out of 5 stars. 4 stars, hands down. User DM.
Yeah.
3.5 out of 5 stars.
Bet he tried.
Slide in.
This may be the most stereotypical 80s cop action film. Think Beverly Hills Cop, Lethal Weapon, 48 Hours. All the tropes are present here. A cop with relationship problems and a temper has a boss who wants to rein him in despite being close to breaking a case. Coach plays the stereotypical sleazeball bad guy. The black copper takes down an evil white capitalist in the over-the-top style popular in films of the genre and time. Vanity was hot. Apollo Creed as a BAMF was cool to see.
Badass motherfucker. Are we doing a swear jar?
And I'd love to take acting lessons from him. I wish he would have ran for governor.
I would have voted.
Oh, hell yeah. Still will. User Danny L, 5 out of 5 stars. Easily one of the best action films of the 80s. Legendary actor Carl Weathers stars as Jericho Action Jackson, a cop who is investigating a corrupt Detroit industrialist when Sharon Stone shows up and Vanity sings a song or two. Like scenes involving testicles in jars with a strong Jesus message, this film's the one you're looking for.
Spoiler alert.
Yeah, I know. Jesus.
Future callback.
User Ben R, 4.5 out of 5 stars. Cheesy late 80s action at its finest. You really can't go wrong with this late night classic. We got Carl Weathers kicking ass. Craig T. Nelson as the scummy bad guy with a ponytail, except he doesn't have a ponytail in this movie. We got Vanity and Sharon Stone before she exploded in the early 90s. Parentheses, both nude. We also get a cast of great 80s and 90s character actors that you know from everything. If you can get this in a multi-pack, this will be the highlight of your collection. A lot of buying DVD references in the reviews, by the way.
Thanks for the advanced scout.
User Ross L, 3 out of 5 stars. Craig T. Nelson doing martial arts. Enough said. Carl Weathers is my hero. 2008 movies, 148. User Jeremy P, 4 out of 5 stars. Look, I record some really random movies sometimes. I grew up on stuff like this, but never saw this particular one. I realized two things. First, if Action Jackson had been made 15 years earlier, it would have been a completely different movie. But I did love the unmistakable 80s action flavor. Second, I feel like there was some kind of accounting error in a film studio. I think every supporting character in Die Hard and Predator was paid for an extra movie, so someone had the bright idea of putting them all together in a movie just to even things out. They just had to add Coach and a couple more women, then boom, movie. Really like Carl Weathers, though.
I mean, it's true.
User Rayanne B, 3.5 out of 5 stars. Any movie where Carl Weathers does a front flip over a taxi is a good movie in my book. It's not wrong.
Facts.
User George M, 5 out of 5 stars. 6 bags. Once again, the critics mistake treasure for trash.
6 bags?
Funny story. I'd heard people say Action Jackson as a nickname and such, i.e., go for it, Action Jackson, and never had seen the movie or even knew that there was such a film until it popped up on HBO Max. This is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. I'm sorry to say it's wholly underrated. I was intrigued when I saw the names Carl Weathers, Craig B. Nelson, Bill Duke, and Sharon Stone in the credits. I was sold when I saw that Herbie Hancock and Mike Kamen did the score together.
Yes, they did.
And I knew this would be an all-time classic. When the cops at the police station ask a whore suspect for a hand job, she says, "How about a foot job?" Then kicks them in the balls.
I approve.
And then last one, user Ingmar A, 3 out of 5 stars. At least Shazza kept her legs closed for this one.
What?
I think that's supposed to mean Sharon Stone?
Adele Dazeem.
Was that ever her nickname? Shazza?
I don't know.
Shazza is short for Sharon.
What?
According to Cockney English, like in the movie Bridget Jones's Diary. So Gary is Gazer, Barry is Bazzer, Sharon is Shazzer, Mary is Mazzer.
This is why they lost the Revolutionary War, okay?
And the War of 1812.
Yeah.
19th century, bitch.
Now for the negative reviews.
At this point of time, my thought on critics not liking stuff is, then turn it off, you fucking weirdo. You have so many options. People who watch an entire project to hate on it, man, it is so weird to me.
I don't know. Angel Luis Enura of El País in Spain. One more example of an insignificant movie made to entertain those who like forceful punches and accurate shootings. Richard Friedman of Newhouse News Services. Weathers shows here what one had long suspected from his Rocky debut, an attractive personality with more than enough charisma to fill the screen in a worthier film than this.
I like that. I like that review. Because they made it clear, like, yo,
Carl's not the problem.
Carl deserves better.
Justin Brown of Medium Popcorn. It's cuckoo bananas crazy. It's entertaining at the same time because it's so crazy. But it is not a good movie, and I know this might be blasphemy, but Carl Weathers actually lacks a lot of charisma here.
Oh,
Get the fuck out.
Fuck you, racist. Did you fuck your girl? Is that what happened?
Whoa.
I love that's Twitter's first reaction to anytime you criticize anybody. Did he fuck your mom or something? Like, what? Is that the only time you get upset at people?
Anyone can do anything as long as they haven't fucked your mom.
Like, oh, McDonald's tastes gross. Oh, no. You know what that means?
Gregory Weinkoff of New Times.
Glug, glug.
You call that action?
What?
I do. That's his name?
Yeah.
It's the name of the movie?
Yeah.
It's the genre?
There's no other way you could classify this. Like, this dude watched this movie and said, not enough action?
That's crazy. Alex Sandel of Juicy Cerebellum. So bad, it's hardly worth mentioning.
Racist.
Scott Weinberg of E-Film Critic. Mindless 80s action schlock. Fun only if you already know it's junk, but dig it anyway.
Isn't schlock and junk both? I
think it's the same thing, right?
Euphemisms for dick, yeah.
Yeah. This one's disappointing. Roger Ebert of Chicago Sun-Times.
No.
Action Jackson is a movie where some of the parts are good, but none of them fit, and a lot of them stink. Don't agree, Raj. 2 Rogers don't make a right.
Am I right?
All right, a couple of user reviews. User Scott R, 2 out of 5 stars. Cliche and Detroit. Interesting at times, but ultimately fell down with the script. I don't know what that means.
Sometimes I don't think these users realize, like, the cliches came from movies like this.
From this, right, exactly.
Yeah. It's not cliche if you're the first one to do it.
User Alex K, 2 out of 5 stars. My favorite action film is 1988's Die Hard.
Okay.
Thanks.
User Joseph S, 1.5 out of 5 stars. If you're scraping the bottom of the barrel for more Carl Weathers films, then look no further. I got this gem in a Walmart bargain bin for $5.
They always want to tell you how much they paid for it.
Yeah, they love that. They love that. User Luke L, 1 out of 5 stars. The Super Macho Movie. Way to go, Hollywood.
Okay, see, stop woke. Oh, you're so woke. Oh my gosh, yeah, this movie's so macho. Can't they talk about their feelings a little bit more? No, they can't. It's called Action Jackson, not Feelings Jackson.
User Christopher S, 1.5 out of 5 stars. Pick it up, staple it to a Frisbee, and fling it over a rainbow. Just not good.
I'll fling you over a rainbow.
In your butt.
Tension.
Amin, what's your first note?
This is action. A lot of S's in this and is, and a lot of N's in action.
My first note, if an action movie is starting off with a helicopter, we're in good hands. I firmly believe that. Edo Ross and Mary Ellen Trainor kick off this movie in an office. They were all over action movies in the 80s.
Edo Ross was in a lot of movies. I was trying to remember without looking it up. He's had some famous roles where he didn't have hair.
Yeah, I mean, he's in Lethal Weapon for sure. I know he's in Universal Soldier.
Dick Tracy, Red Heat. I'll always remember him as Nikolai, the Russian florist from 6 Feet Under.
Oh, that's right. Yes. He's in Full Metal Jacket, Another 48 Hours.
Boston Legal.
Amin just spent like 15 years watching Oz and Boston Legal.
Why does Boston Legal come up every fucking episode from you?
And Boston Public also.
You don't even like Boston.
No, I don't.
He's dictating a letter to her. Then they hear a noise. And I wrote, are they flirting? Is he trying to set the mood by putting boxing on the TV?
Oh, there's tension. There's tension, baby.
There's lots of tension. And then he asks her.
Misogyny!
And then what's wrong? You got something against violence? And I said, wow, this is the filmmaker taking his dick out, putting it on the table and say, get ready. And like just like my man in Snake Eyes. He just took out his dick and said, you know, get to work. Because if you thought for a second that this movie named Action Jackson was going to be anything but violent, you are sorely mistaken.
Sorely.
In 3, 2, 1. Guys crash in, rappel through the window.
Oh my God.
Shattering glass everywhere. And then the dude backhands the woman so hard she flies through a plate glass window, and I fucking lost it. I just started dying laughing.
All my notes for this are in all caps.
Oh, yeah.
I was fucking in.
This is the best cold open in the history of Cinephobe.
Oh my God.
The bitch went flying. And let me tell you something, guys. Something that I've learned. I'm ashamed to say this. You know how you've always found something funny, but you never articulated it to yourself?
Oh, no.
No, it's not bad. 2 weeks ago, I realized what makes every video of someone falling down really funny, uncontrollably funny, is whenever their legs go above their head. Anytime someone falls and their feet go up and the head goes down, fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. And what happens when she gets backhanded, she flies through the glass?
Oh, she lays out like Dennis Rodman going for a loose ball. Like she is. She is way horizontal. Edo Ross pulls out a gun, but they're gone.
He's unloading.
Wildly.
He blows the TV away. He blows a shelf away. The desk is moving. He unloads on the desk. And I wrote, how many bullets are in this fucking clip? He's got to be out.
And that gun, man, the size of a 22, but it sounds like a 44.
Oh my God.
Like a cannon. Every shot.
Someone, possibly a ninja assassin at this point, comes through the skylight, kicks him into a door. Then he disappears. He's trying to escape. A guy does the cool butterfly knife.
Butterfly knife guy.
Yo, I love
Call this
that.
guy Sean Jordan.
Butterfly knives just don't feel like it's a safe weapon to have.
No.
What's the advantage of a butterfly knife? You look kind of cool as you unhook it or whatever.
100%.
But the disadvantages must be so severe. Like how many times that guy cut himself learning how to open it like that.
Have you ever tried it?
How many butterfly knives is this dude carrying? Like 12?
Oh yeah, he's the Danny Trejo of butterfly knives.
No, he goes back and he recovers. But he does the butterfly knife thing, and then he throws it, and it gets Edo Ross in the palm of his hand that is trying to open the door.
Bullseye.
It's really incredible aim.
Maze, if you can you clip in the noise that Edo Ross makes before he throws the knife? It's an amazing noise.
He knows what's about to happen. But here's the best part. He screams in agony, as we all would, if a knife flew through the palm of your hand and nailed you to the door. Maybe a second later, he pulls it out and he seems really calm. It's always like the shock.
Yeah, I think you're in shock. I think adrenaline's running through you at that point. Like, I think you're just trying to gather yourself and get out.
He recovered really quick from being stabbed in the hand. It's just all I'm saying.
I mean, not stabbed in the head. The fucking thing was impaled. He got pinned to a door.
Impaled, yeah.
He opens that door and another guy punches him down. Now there are 4 of them. I kept trying to figure out if one of them was a woman because there's just a lot of confusing long hair.
So there's butterfly knife, and then there's the 80s hair metal haircut ninja.
And then there's Delroy Lindo.
Well, I also thought, man, what a horrible feature to have as your hair to try to be like some kind of like ninja assassin, because it'd be so easy to spot you, except then I realized it's the 80s. Everyone had it.
Everyone.
Camouflage.
So maybe it's the easiest way to blend in.
What did he look like? He looked like every other person walking down the street in the 80s.
It's true. Racist, but it's true. They're just messing with him at this point, which I felt was worse. Like, they're just calmly walking behind him as he's panicking. Like, that's got to be a horrible feeling. Just kill me.
Oh, man.
And then he tries to surrender against a window.
Just kill you? No.
One of them's got a grenade launcher and blows his ass out the window with the grenade launcher, and his burning corpse flies down a skyscraper.
It's not a corpse because he's waving his arms.
Oh, that's true. He's still alive. And he crashes through a skylight into a restaurant.
This fall was a billion times better than Sharon Stone and Catwoman.
Oh my God. And what was it, 17 years earlier? Something like that.
Let me tell you right now. Let me explain something to everybody who hasn't watched this movie. The guy has a grenade launcher. He shoots him probably about from 4 feet away. The grenade hits the dude in the chest, propels him through the window backwards out. It's like 50 stories high. He gets projected out of the building. That's when the grenade explodes. He explodes.
And he catches on fire.
And his entire body's on fire, but it's intact. It's not like his arm fell off or anything.
There's a lot of engulfing in flames in this movie.
He's engulfed in flames. He's falling. He's swim moving as he's falling through the air. We're getting 100 different angles of this fall. He crashes 50 stories below through the skylight of a restaurant, lands on a table. The next table over is a man and a woman having dinner, and the woman is the most perceptive human being in the world because immediately she knew, oh my God, a corpse just got hit by a grenade, lit on fire, and fell 50 stories over there, and screams like someone who knew all of that. She screamed immediately. Ah! Not like, what the fuck was that? And she just starts screaming like she knew exactly what happened, and oh my God, we got to get out of here.
Cue in, he turned me out.
Oh.
80s music.
The Pointer Sisters. As a child, I used to love their songs, and now as a grown-up, I realize these are some naughty, naughty women.
Oh, yeah.
All of these lyrics.
They got to it.
Perfect lyrics for an assembly line montage.
We are in Detroit, in case you weren't aware. B-roll montage, cars being assembled. I guess notable Detroit buildings, I don't know.
I didn't know Detroit had a subway. How about that?
It's actually like a monorail.
And then Action Jackson block letters hit the screen.
Yeah.
Part of the opening credits is a woman counting hundos on a public transportation.
What are you doing?
Young black man smiling.
Black man.
Cop nudges against him, and I put profiling?
Sexual tension.
Why would you ever count hundreds of dollar bills on a train? What are you thinking?
Why wouldn't you? It's Detroit in the 80s, the safest place in America.
Cut to the cop car. Officer Biff Exposition says,
"It was a regular fuck-a-rum at my place last night. Can this shit going blow? There ain't been any pussy at your pants since your mother helped you move in. They ought to call your place the House of Wax."
Guess who's back? Banter!
Oh, there's so much banter and one-lining in this movie.
Oh, there's a scene that involves vanity that we're going to get to. I marveled at her banter skills.
The partner completely deflates Officer Biff by just shitting on him. The young black man from public transit is eyeing purses.
Blackman.
And he's going to follow what I could only surmise was Carl Winslow in a dress.
Yes. That looked like a man, didn't it?
I wasn't trying to be a dick about it, but I was like, yo, this looks like a dude.
I wasn't trying to be a dick about it. I legit thought it was part of the movie. Like, oh, it's someone undercover.
Undercover, sure.
Yeah, and then he's going to find out, oh, it's Action Jackson. Like, oh, beneath like that dress is all muscles and stuff. I did not think that was an actual woman up until the beating with the purse. And I heard the voice. It's like, oh, it was a woman.
Also, the form on that beating.
Also, what's up with that mustache?
Cops see him as they drive down the street. Biff says, surprised he doesn't wear a shirt that says, I steal shit on it.
Oh, that was funny.
Laughing at how dumb he is. He tries to steal the purse, and the woman stops him. She beats the shit out of him with that purse.
And that mustache.
Cop car is driving the kid. Another cop asks if his parents were brother and sister. They say he may need to do a session with Action Jackson. Who's that, you say?
Oh, the myth making.
Some say he didn't have a mother. Researchers at NASA created him to be the first man to walk on the moon without a spacesuit.
Others say his mother was molested by Bigfoot and Jackson is their mutant offspring.
One kid got re-educated so bad his testicles went back up into his body.
One guy chewed his hand off.
Like he was a skunk. He's not even allowed to have a gun. Sometimes you have to tranquilize him just to keep him in his chair. Keep your dick on, kid. They're probably just cleaning out his cage.
This is like the complete opposite of what they did for the Carpenter at Gone in 60 Seconds.
100%. Yeah, it's the exact opposite.
This makes Jackson sound terrifying.
Then the cop asks how much a hooker at another desk charges for a hand job. His partner sprained his wrist. And I wrote, these cops are highly problematic.
Yeah. Back in the 80s. You know what that was called in the 80s?
When cops were cops.
Yeah. Banter.
She says maybe a foot job. Officer Biff asks her how much. She says free and then kicks him in the balls. And that's when the purse snatcher tries to escape. And he's fucking Barry Sanders spin moving all out of this precinct.
And that's interesting that you would say that, Zach. My note was, do these cops play for the Lions?
Wow.
Because the tackling was just, wow.
Oh my God, bro.
We had a similar note.
Detroit sports.
Finally falls into Jackson's desk where spilled coffee all over the paperwork. He sees the nameplate and Jackson rises from his chair and I wrote all-time mustache.
I wrote, how is it possible I've never seen Carl Weathers without a mustache?
Oh, yeah, I don't know that I have.
Throughout all history, he's always had the mustache.
He says to mellow out and the kid faints. My next one, Carl Weathers fills out a dress shirt. Holy shit. I think I have something for Carl Weathers. I am attracted to him.
I was saying, what do you have for Carl Weathers?
An erection.
A standing ovation, future callback.
Cop gives him shit about not doing any police work. He commends him on a recent caller. He tracked down a man with a bloody knife screaming, I did it. His voice is incredible in this. We find out they used to be partners thanks to Detective Exposition.
Yeah. Who was a terrible actor, by the way.
Oh, he's awful. First snatcher faints.
I can't believe we lasted as long as partners.
Detective Exposition is informing the captain about the death of the two from the opening scene.
It's as if the assailant was invisible.
It wasn't rare for them to work so late. Apparently, he wasn't slipping her the old protein pickup. And I wrote, the 80s were wild.
Yeah, I remember the old protein pickup.
But he's probably quoting the coroner, who we learn has a way with words.
Yes, he does.
Detective Carter, please keep a leash on your vocabulary. Captain's not happy with him.
Do you know how problematic you have to be for someone in the 80s to tell you that your conduct is out of line?
Bill Duke's name is Captain Armbuster.
Bill Duke with hair.
Yeah, that was confusing to me.
Weird look.
Jackson was eavesdropping, now is talking shit about how classless his old partner is. Says the kid fainted because he showed him a picture of his girlfriend. I wrote, you burnt.
Banter.
Jackson meets with the captain. He lost his lieutenant stripes 2 years ago.
So much exposition here from the captain.
Captain Exposition.
The first 40 minutes are exposition.
Captain Exposition Buster.
You taking this personally. Personally, that man cost me my stripes. No, you cost me your stripes.
Ooh, great comeback.
What was I supposed to do? Say, come on down here, join us at City Jail, dress casual, RSVP? You nearly tore that boy's arm off. So he had a spare.
Oh,
that's when Captain Exposition goes into real heavy exposition, telling him that the Delaplane thing cost him his marriage, his gun permit, his everything, his lieutenant stripes.
This is great exposition, though.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Because we find out he was a high school track star, Harvard Law degree.
Harvard Law.
3 straight Harvard movies.
Harvard.
Black History Month is Harvard Month.
Who knew?
You're on Cinephobe. Whoa. What do you mean, who knew? Saying black people can't get into Harvard?
No, Henry Q. Bouchard ensures that one gets in every year.
Well played.
Allegedly, this police department doesn't tolerate police brutality. So Action Jackson needs to prove that those days are long behind him.
Yeah.
At the ceremony now, I wrote, it's just reckless to have Jackson there for this guy.
Now that we know the details,
yeah,
it's like, why are you sending him? Why could you send anyone else? Send his partner.
Literally anybody else.
Yeah, he also says that Delaplane's son is a sexual psychopath and he would neuter himself if that were him.
I don't know how that would help. if my son were a sexual psychopath, what would neutering myself do?
It's your genetic pool, I mean.
But how would I know that he's going to be a sexual psychopath until he comes out and he becomes of age, becomes a sexual psychopath?
You're right.
Once it's happened, it's too late to neuter. I mean, what am I doing?
It's a sunk cost here.
I'm making sure that I don't have another sexual psychopath for a child.
I won't have any more. I already have one.
Peter Delaplane accepts the honor for Man of the Year.
Coach!
Sharon Stone walks by Action Jackson, and I wrote, holy fucking shit.
The guy introducing him says, Peter Delaplane, the inventor of the latest, the Halley's Comet. And I'm like, why are you pronouncing it Halley? It's Haley.
Right.
It's Haley's Comet,
right.
Not Halley.
Right.
Like Bally. Then Coach gets up on stage, and Coach makes some little one-liner, and everybody laughs. And I wrote, these people laugh like NBA reporters at a press conference.
Doc Rivers presser. Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Right. You did it again, Coach.
And then that's when Sharon Stone walks up in that dress. And guys,
I lost my breath.
Yeah. I mean, I came. I'll be honest with you.
Talk about
and it wouldn't
ass.
And it wouldn't be the only time.
What? What? You came twice during this movie?
3 times.
What?
Stay tuned.
Eat a sandwich. Get a banana.
I did.
Reload.
Bunch of empty water bottles. I'll take a picture for you guys. Here, the number of water bottles I
don't need a picture.
Yes,
I don't need a picture of your Jack Shack. Okay, I don't need that.
Just the water bottles. Just the water bottles.
What's up, Cinephobiacs? Or Cinephobe listeners, or whatever you want to call yourself. If you're a listener of Cinephobe, maybe you're just calling yourself a CTD fan. I don't know. That's not the point. We want to tell you about a fun new thing we're doing every Thursday on the Stereo app. Stereo app is a live social conversation app where you can be a co-host. You can be part of the conversation. You can just listen, whatever you want to do. But what you can do is support us and have fun with us and interact with us on the Stereo app. Every Thursday for Count the Dings, we're going to have Cinephobe content. We're going to have mailbag content. We're going to have after shows for the Cinephobe episode that just came out that week. We put stuff out on Wednesday. Thursday night, boom, a Cinephobe after show. Talk about all the stuff that happened in the recording, all the stuff that maybe we couldn't say. You'll get an exclusive right there on the Stereo app, and it's easy. Just download the Stereo app and follow me at stereo.com/talkhoops. Follow Amin at stereo.com/Darth Amin. We're all on there, and we're all going to have these fun, interactive after shows. It's like a live show, but it's on the Stereo app. And the way you can really help us is when you go to stereo.com/talkhoops or stereo.com/Darth Amin, make sure we're the first show you listen to. Again, we're starting it this week, every Thursday. Download the app. Download the Stereo app in whatever smartphone store you got and come check us out as the first show you listen to Thursday night. You're going to help us out. You're going to be able to get some extra content, and we're going to have a lot of fun. It's a lot of interactive. Talk to us, ask questions, make fun of us, whatever, and we'll talk about how much we hate each other from that week's episode of Cinephobe. So make sure you hang out with us on stereo.com/talkhoops, stereo.com/Darth Amin. Follow all of us, get notified every time we go live. Let's have some fun like it's a live show, baby. She is bringing it. Oh, my God. He brings her up to the stage.
She looks so bad, I didn't know it was Sharon Stone.
Dude, she's...
I literally was like, who is that? And I tried to start Googling, who is that?
Now Jackson's schooling this old white man about the law. Calls the man of the year a backstabbing, two-faced asshole.
This is fantastic banter. It's law banter.
Oh, it's law banter, man.
You call it law banter. I call it Action Jackson Exposition Esquire.
He calls him a backstabbing, two-faced asshole. Old man agrees. Sharon introduces Jackson and Peter to each other, but they know each other already. They met through his son.
What's your nickname? Excitement? Enthusiasm? Esprit de corps.
Jackson makes a prison sex joke.
He was always a very popular boy. I'm sure he's very popular in his new home. I hear all it takes is the right opening.
And then my next note, Sharon is I fucking Jackson.
Oh my God. She wants the dick so bad.
Whoa.
She wants me to give it to her.
What?
What is this Asian dude?
Oh, he's in everything too. I can't remember which Lethal Weapon he's in. No, he's in Lethal Weapon 1 because he's with Gary Busey.
You're talking about Fu Manchu mullet, right?
Yes. Yeah. And he has no dialogue in this entire movie.
I don't think he's ever had dialogue in any movie.
Every time he shows up, I always say, Well, you'll see.
Oh boy. Now we're on a boat, and I wrote, "What the fuck is this wig guy?" Like, this guy has the most confusing hair.
Oh no! I said this is Zach Harper if he was rich in the 80s.
Yeah, probably. Throwing out heat.
What do you call a guy who hangs on the wall and doesn't do anything? Art.
The crucial part is that it's no arms and legs.
Yeah.
Is the theme. And all I could think of, because of Carl Weathers probably, is J. Walter Weatherman from Arrested Development.
We're out of milk. I could have got it earlier if someone would have left a note. Right. If someone had left a note, this innocent man would still have his arm. Why?
That's why you always leave a note.
Well, he asked the guy, because the guy's just answering all the jokes, right?
Oh, it's Barky and Bowie 2.0.
And he says, "What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs who floats in the water?" And a guy interrupts him and says, "You two assholes, you don't shut the fuck up."
Banter.
Next thing you know, the jokester gets harpooned and a butterfly knife into the chest of the other guy.
I wonder who threw that butterfly knife. Do you think it was Butterfly Knife Guy?
Action.
Next thing we know, Stan Van Gundy parkours his way onto the boat. That guy looked just like SVG.
Oh, yeah, that's the other member of the crew.
They're storming the guy on the phone. He hangs up on the phone and is listening to opera, knock on the door, and he's pissed that he's getting interrupted.
He's got a dope-ass jacket, man. That Mauritania jacket.
He does. That's a great.
I Googled it. You can't find it anywhere.
His security is tighter than the Pope's poop chute.
They handcuff him to a metal briefcase. He opens it, ticking time bomb.
Does that make the Pope a top?
He screams his ass off as the boat explodes and the bad guys raft away.
Action!
This whole set piece of the boat explosion, this is a real action movie. Like, this is not bad. Like, all of the execution of this scene is awesome.
It's fantastic.
Handcuffing a dude to a bomb felt like overkill. Well, I'm not going to lie to you. And then the explosion, it was damn near nuclear. I mean, this little bomb.
That was some serious C4 or something.
Yeah, every single grenade engulfs people in flames. Like
No, the boat like exploded.
Everything is times 10.
It wasn't like an explosion out the top in that cabin or whatever and the boat started burning. I'm talking about the entire boat. It was like it was just filled with dynamite top to bottom. The entire thing mushroom clouded.
Who do you think came more during this movie, Amin or Michael Bay?
Only came 3 times. Michael Bay, trust me. He's got a bunch more coming.
Jackson's driving a convertible 66 Impala.
Oh.
And the limo driver from Die Hard gives us some exposition before valeting the car for him. And my next note is just, I love Carl Weathers. I love everything about him.
He's the best.
Then there's this hottest Delaplane car commercial.
Future
callback.
Jackson sees a report of the boat explosion. He wants his old partner to look into it more.
He opens the fridge, and this is an iconic shot, ladies and gentlemen. The camera inside the fridge. So the door opens, like you're in the fridge, like you're butter or something in the fridge, and you're watching him as he tries to select through all of these very bachelor, single man living alone items, what I want, and he pulls out like a beer or something. Oh my God. Love it. Love it. That's why when someone said it's so cliche, like, no, you don't understand. This is where the cliches came from.
It's like the last case where there wasn't enough of the victim to spread on a pizza. That's a great line.
It is a great line.
Script is good in this movie.
He gets a call from Tony. He's got to go to his apartment as soon as possible. It's a matter of life and death.
There's a call for you. Who is it? What do I look like? Your secretary? Yeah, must be the lipstick. Banter.
Robert Davey, Tony, rummaging through his own apartment. He's strung out. He says the walls have ears. And he puts a gun to his own head.
He's really putting the meth in method.
Tony is wearing sweatpants, a torn wife beater, and a suit jacket.
He's crushing it.
Yeah, I mean, like, wardrobe, y'all nailed it with that one.
Tony says Coach wants to kill him.
He does the hottest.
Cut to Joey's Club Elite, and Vanity is singing.
Oh, Vanity.
It's a band rehearsal or maybe an audition. I couldn't really tell. She's singing to Delaplane. She expected a standing ovation. She got one.
Faraway Eyes. That song is a banger. Absolute banger of a song. As Zach said, empty club, only one table, one chair. Coach is sitting at it. Got a bottle of champagne on ice and a single champagne flute. He's not even going to share this bottle, but he still wants to pour it in the glass before he drinks it. And I asked the question. You'll notice, not too many questions from Amin this episode. Because the action.
You also came so much.
Yeah, you were a little occupied.
Also action. But I did have one question at this scene. Zach, do you ever make Aaron do stand-up for you? You sit, you put a chair and a table, and you sit there, And she's got to do her whole routine.
No.
What?
What?
How will she get better?
She goes to clubs.
Yeah, but like she's got to workshop some of this shit, right?
She does it on stage. She'll write something down, then she goes and tries it on stage. That's how that works.
She doesn't run it by you?
No, she doesn't give a fuck if I think it's funny.
Damn. I guess you ain't no coach then.
Right. I also didn't try to murder her. And I haven't shot her up with heroin. Spoiler alert.
Not yet.
Not yet.
This whole time, I didn't know if he was her manager or something. She walks up to have the exchange of I expected a standing ovation. He says, you're getting one.
Tony Moss would be proud.
Coach is a pimp.
Yeah.
He's not knocking down Vanity and Prime Sharon Stone at the same time?
Dope.
Fuck. His agent needs a raise.
He has a weird moment with Ed the bodyguard before he goes to fuck Vanity. Reminds Ed that he pays his salary. Tony's explained to Jackson what happened with Delaplane. Apparently he killed the people from the opening scene.
I rewound this scene 3 times, and I still don't understand the plot.
I don't understand the plot, but I don't care. Suspicious guy in an APS, not UPS, delivery uniform walks by Jackson on his way to Tony's apartment. As he signs for the package, it's COD. And he shoots Tony in the chest and laughs.
Haha, because COD could mean cash on delivery or cause of death.
Action.
This whole movie's about union conspiracy. Delaplane is trying to manipulate the auto workers union.
Well, he's a kingmaker.
Oh,
Future callback.
Future callback.
Can't wait.
Vanity gets naked for Coach Delaplane.
You know, I never mix business with pleasure.
And that was number 2.
Vanity undrapes her breasts, which makes Craig remember.
Her titties are, boy, just little.
What? What? Oh, don't edit that out or bleep it, please. I am.
What?
No.
I can't.
Nope.
No.
Hold on. I can't describe what her breasts look like.
No.
I can't describe her breasts.
Thanks, Mayes. She got really horny immediately after getting some heroin in her, and I don't think heroin does that.
Oh, you're spoiling the twist, Amin.
Oh.
Because Craig pulls out a jewelry box, says it's a girl's best friend. We're supposed to think it's diamonds, like a necklace or bracelet.
It's a syringe.
Not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not trying to be funny. I swear to God, I didn't hear a word. Did not hear a
Amin's head was just ringing.
Which one?
Both.
WR or just R?
I don't like to touch my...
What?
I'm very much shaft.
All right, coroner pulls out a body.
That is a different blaxploitation movie.
It is Tony. Jackson identifies the body. They were on the track team together, by the way. And it was called Suicide.
Exhibition Jackson at the morgue.
Action says the coroner has great bedside manner, but to be fair, he's a coroner. It's not bedside manner, it's deadside manner.
Oh.
Killer.
Banter.
Said it was with the 9mm, but he was packing a 32. Someone planted it.
His only lead is a very beautiful woman. Man, that sucks.
Then Jackson shows up at lunch with Coach.
This is the line as he's walking up. Auto Workers Union boss says, if I see 63 candles, I'll be out of there faster than shit through Secretariat. And I thought about Zach, and I said, hey, how's acupuncture going?
I do think that's what unloaded my bowels. My next note, Jericho Jackson is an amazing name. I have no idea what they're talking about in any. I'm not paying attention to the big plot. I'm just waiting for the action.
Craig is mocking Action for being into photography, and he does a pretty solid, like, artistic critique of the photo of Tony's dead body.
Which, by the way, is pretty self-incriminating when you think about it. Because if someone showed me a picture of a corpse, I don't think I could do banter, sarcastic banter, for like 3, 4, 5 lines straight.
What if this guy had gotten your son arrested?
Yeah, what if you fucking hate this dude and ruined his career? I think you could make it happen.
Yeah, I think there's a history here. Cut to Coach training in martial arts. And the instructor is one of the guys from Best of the Best.
He missed the line as Action Jackson walks away. Is he going to be any problem? And Coach says, maybe, but not from his kind. And I said, whoa. What do you mean, his kind?
Spoiler alert for a line later in this movie.
Yeah, very.
Instructors from
the stunt doubles.
Best of the Best. The stunt doubles are amazing in this movie.
They really do a good job of making it look like it's Coach, even though you know it's not.
Then Coach breaks the instructor's arm.
What is up with this Asian dude?
Wispy Fu Manchu mullet?
Yes.
It's a look, man. He's apparently the chauffeur.
He's just hanging around.
Do you want more of his IMDb?
No, I don't.
Sharon's in the steam room.
You see the steam and you just see her face. And I was like, okay, she's in a steam room or she's in a hot shower. But The saxophone told me.
Oh, the mood was set.
As it told all 80s moviegoers, if that saxophone is playing in an action movie, we're about to see some titties. And that was a joke. I was like, ha, ha, ha. Imagine my surprise.
Number 3?
Number 3. Oh, my God. Sharon.
We're like 30 minutes into this movie.
She gets it. How many times at this point, how many times do you think Amin thought he was going to come in this movie?
Look, I mean, they're perfect. Now I'm comparing her and Vanity and Sharon, Vanity and Shazza and Vanity.
Misogyny. She hears a henchman talking ominously.
She doesn't hear a henchman talking ominously. What she hears is henchman exposition.
That's the butler. That's Cartier.
That's not the butler. That's not Cartier. That, ladies and gentlemen, and please pause the podcast right now, right after I say this name, and go Google it for yourself. That is Knicks president of basketball operations, Leon Rose. Beyond a shadow of a doubt.
Yes.
Mayes, do you know what he looks like?
Yes.
There you go. I didn't get a harump out of you. That's why I was going I was thrown off.
Sorry, it's Black History Month. Yes, it's absolutely Leon Rose. You're so right, Amin.
Thank you.
Jackson shows up to the house and just gives her a ride into town. And there's a weird smile from Leon Rose Butler.
Really weird smile, really lingering shot of him smiling.
Sharon Stone.
Oh, boy.
Fuck me. She is stunning in this outfit. She got the white jumpsuit and like the big 80s jacket on top of the jumpsuit. Oh, man. She was killing it.
Purse snatcher's back on the street. He walks into a bar where Jackson's with Sharon and then runs out.
Oh, this slapdick. He's not walking down the street.
He's strutting.
And every time any woman walks by, he turns around and watches her. And then when he turns back towards the camera, he's got a big, doofy, sexual tension smile on his face. He is loving life as the biggest predator creep on the street. Meanwhile, Action Jackson has taken this rich bitch to a dive bar that is literally under the ground.
My next note is she's a real snitch.
She is.
Says the shit with Delaplane's son changed, coach, and that him and Jackson aren't that much different. Both stubborn and intent on getting what they want. And I wrote, tension?
Bitch, you just met me.
He's trying to get into her husband's party. And that's when a cab tries to take them out on the street and he pushes her out of the way.
Before that happens, hey, why do they call you Action? And I said, she wants the dick. Right then and there. Why do they call you Action? She ready. She is ready. Cab comes hurtling out of nowhere, driven by Delroy Lindo. He shoves her out the way, asks her if she's okay. She says, yes. He says, go to the police station. Gets up.
I have to catch a cab.
Oh, my God. What a line.
Singer, man.
What a line.
He runs down a speeding car.
He's a track star.
He ran that bitch down.
He ran it down. He's running alongside.
He didn't keep pace. He
flips over a car onto the hood, and I wrote, file.
Action.
File it, you fucking cowards.
Action.
Right now. File.
Action.
I said file right after Officer Biff and his partner bantering in the first 5 minutes of the movie.
Now him holding onto the hood of the cab is amazing.
The propane truck.
A truck explodes behind them for no reason.
A fender bender.
It just explodes.
Again, nuclear. A nuclear explosion in downtown Detroit.
Like it had a briefcase attached to it.
Then Delroy Lindo pulls out a gun. Now, mind you, he's hurtling down the street, probably like 60 miles an hour.
Easy, yeah.
On a sidewalk, in the street, whatever. Action Jackson is holding on for dear life on the top. Delroy Lindo pulls out a gun and just starts firing pop, 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 pop into the roof of the car. And my man, Action Jackson, manages to dodge every single bullet. It's unbelievable. So then Delroy Lindo does the thing.
Action yells, enough is enough, and punches through the windshield.
Punches the fuck out of the windshield, shatters.
Right through.
Like the whole windshield is done. It's just destroyed by the Empire, by one punch. It looked like when Thanos snapped his fingers and everyone starts disappearing, they just turned into little flakes of nothing. That's what that windshield looked like when he punched it. And then Delroy Lindo does what I thought he should have been doing when someone's on your car and you're driving fast.
It's the brakes.
You jam the brakes. Action Jackson flies off, lands on his feet, and then begins to taunt him.
You want to shoot me? I'm not fucking gonna shoot me. Come on! Come on and get me! Don't shoot me! That's too easy! Be a man! Come and get me! I know you killed Tony, so come on, chicken shit! Come on!
Delroy Lindo guns it. Speedstorm. Jackson front flips over the moving car.
3 steps.
Front flips.
Jaw-dropping athleticism.
Fucking 13 feet in the air. He front flips. The guy looks back. He hits a car. He goes flying and spinning into the air, crashes into a garage.
The car flies.
It flies.
He does the Fast and the Furious Vin Diesel after the train tracks corkscrew. Ballistic X versus Sever into the junkyard. Corkscrews.
And do you guys know what note I wrote? Action!
He said it!
By the time he gets in there to check out the car, the guy's escaped.
Invisible Man.
And I wrote, holy fuck, I love this movie so much.
And that's when I came for a 4th time.
Sharon leaves a note at the station for him. She's going to tell Peter everything.
She is a dumb like, you dumb as hell. You going to tell Peter everything? He might have killed people and stuff. He's like, but I love him. Like, don't tell him. Second of all, the guy who says, hey, she left you a note, hands him the note. And then he gets up and starts reading the note over Action Jackson's shoulder. Nosy much? Mind your business. And also, did you already read the note when she handed it to you?
They had to have some banter.
That's true.
About how she was a beautiful woman. He thought it was a dream. He wants to know how Action does it, and Action says, it's the clothes.
It's the clothes. Now we're at the club, and the club now with clientele in it, turns out very black club.
Joey's Club Elite.
Jackson's sitting there center table.
Solo at the table.
It's very Paula Abdul / the girl group in Purple Rain vibes.
Oh, so I wrote fake Janet Jackson.
Apollonia.
Yes, the Apollonia 6.
Maze, for black people in the 80s, the big to-do was Apollonia or Vanity. Which one? I was team Vanity, always.
So, Amin, in the Gone in 60 Seconds pod, you told me that I didn't toot my own horn enough. So, all of the choreography in this movie was created by Paula Abdul. And the producer of all of Vanity's songs was Jesse Johnson, the guitarist from The Time, which is Morris Day's band in Purple Rain.
There you go. And they're all connected.
Can you kiss me? Baby, undress me. Can you kiss me? Baby, undress.
The smirk on Action Jackson's face.
he loves
she's
it.
clearly she's singing to him, like in this crowded club, but he's kind of like playing coy and stuff. Right there, that whole scene, golden dumpster. There it is, ladies and gentlemen. Everyone else is bobbing their head and they're trying to clap along, and everyone he's not. He's just looking there and looking at there with that smirk on his face, like, yeah, you know.
That smirk and that mustache, you know what it is.
That mustache.
He's sitting down, but he's also giving her a standing ovation.
Sharon tells Peter about what she heard on the phone. She's upset by it. She needs to hear him say that everything's okay.
Baby, I didn't know you were home. Cartier, whatever, didn't see you.
I came in through the back door.
And of course I laughed.
Really?
I laughed.
I can't wait for you to eat my ass.
He swears he has nothing to do with anybody's murder. They hug and she nearly feels his gun on his waist.
Ballsy to say that as you have a weapon on you.
So I thought she was reaching for the gun, but she's just rubbing his back, and it's a future callback.
Damn near touches it.
Oh.
She hopes Jackson will understand.
Yeah.
You didn't tell Jackson any of this, did you? He came by, but she assured him he couldn't have been involved. Is he going to shoot her? Wait, the gun is gone. They start kissing, and he shoots her in the chest.
Ominous music. There's a lot of music cues that set the tone, like the saxophone.
Is he going to fuck her dead? Because he kisses her.
He says, I love you. Shoots her in the chest. Lies on top of her. Long pause. More than life itself. Banter.
Takes the ring off.
Damn, he had to shoot Sharon Stone before she got some of that action.
It feels a little bit like you're living vicariously through Carl Weathers.
I am. One can only dream.
I was confused why he wasn't covered in blood, but whatever. He lights a cigarette and the bodyguards come in.
What is with this Asian dude?
Jackson tries to get to Vanity. Punches the bodyguard. No reaction. Punches him in the face. No reaction.
Yeah, I was thinking about it, but it goes against my Muslim beliefs.
Ed is paying his way through medical school and is a Muslim. It's a lot of exposition. Ed's position.
Action Jackson does the whole, like, okay, I'm going to walk away. Psych turns around, tackles him to the door, going, Aah! And Vanity is very, very amused by all of this.
Well, she's high as fuck.
She's also very, very high.
He says to her, aren't you done? He's like, well, I'm done performing, but the night is young, and I wrote, the night is a puppy, Vanity.
Amin!
No!
I got the note. The night is a puppy, Amin.
Oh my God,
We got the same note,
Yeah,
too.
the same note too, bro.
I'm not going to write the note. You're going to write the note. Action also asks if Vanity has the diabetes.
He's now driving her around. She's flirting with him. He's resisting.
She's not flirting. She is red to fuck. RTF.
They drive past a movie marquee with 3 future cinephobes from 1987. Creepazoids, Born in East LA with Cheech Marin, and Slave Girls from Beyond Infinity, I mean.
She says, you wait until we're married or something?
You must be a priest or something.
Romance is where you find it. According to Mayes, Vanity was Ben Affleck and Gigli right there.
Yeah. What was that voice?
Stegosaurus Rex. 15 on a 10 scale.
Oh, yeah, 15 on a 10 scale.
Priest or something.
Why not?
Sure ain't no woman that gave you that name.
She finally asked his name. I'm like, it's been like 40 minutes. They've been together. She hasn't asked his name yet.
She's red to go. I'm trying to tell you, RTG, red to go.
She makes fun of people calling him Action. Sure wasn't a woman that gave you that name.
No, because he's not about that.
He tries to drive up to his place, but there are cop cars and an ambulance everywhere.
It's pretty funny watching her act high.
Yeah, and she's kind of sloppy, and it turned me off.
But she's on heroin.
She's sloppy at being sloppy.
Yeah, but to be fair, you've already come like 4 times.
Well, only one of those was for her, though.
Yeah, so he has an intense clarity of mind.
Sharon Stone got 2, and then Carl Weathers got 1 in the action scene.
It's crazy that during Black History Month, Sharon Stone 2, Vanity 1.
Scoreboard!
Wow.
Vanity got to clean up. Spoiler alert.
You got to clean up, it sounds like.
Man, I don't dig this talk radio crap. Ain't you got any rap channels?
Cops investigated a naked Sharon Stone in his place. He's been set up.
Coroner's there. He calls Action a magnet for trouble.
She's butt-ass naked, and the coroner, lifts the sheet just to show everybody she butt-ass naked. I said, that seemed gratuitous.
Women this beautiful don't come around too often. I've always got to see them like this, says the sad, horny coroner.
Banter.
But it's actually kind of a poignant line, once again.
Jackson and Vanity go to her place. He won't let her turn on the lights or go into the fridge. Phone's ringing. He won't let her answer. He's freaking out. Then there's an explosion.
That's why we don't turn on the lights or answer the phone. And it's J. Walter Weatherman again.
That's why you don't yell.
I hope Vanity learned her lesson this time.
He gets them to escape. She wants her purse for her makeup.
Her scream, by the way.
She looks beautiful. And then he says, you look fine. They go to a hotel. Desk guy is Kid Sable, I think.
Kid Sable.
The great boxer.
The force may fade, but the reflex never dies.
He's watching the Flintstones like it's Ozark. Just enwrapped in this episode.
20th century, bitch.
He loves Jackson. I wrote, did they fuck up a dopamine? Because we get a fist into an open hand.
I didn't notice that.
You didn't notice it?
I was too busy writing about the Flintstones being like Ozark. I was really proud of that line.
Jackson goes for fist straight ahead, and he catches it. Like it's Stephen A. and Mike Greenberg. Like it's...
maybe it's a boxing thing. You know how you...
Oh, man. Okay, that would make sense. All right. Black History Month. This guy developed fighters. Also, his voice is amazing. He sounds like a wood chipper that's broken.
With no teeth.
That's not Kid Sable. That's Kid Exposition.
I don't understand a word he's saying, but I love everything he's saying at the same time. And now they have a room.
What happened to Detroit's favorite son? We don't hear your name much in these parts anymore. And all them highfalutin ambition you had.
Sable should divorce me.
Seemed like any wife divorcing man the first sign of trouble ain't much of a wife.
Seemed to me nobody asked you.
Seemed to me like you're right.
Oh, Sable. Vinnie Weldon, you remember him? What was it used to do to him anyway?
The Sable surprise. Soften him up with the right, knock him flat with the left out of nowhere, but it's the footwork that fooled him.
That footwork's going to come back. Jackson says she didn't want the makeup. She wanted drugs. And she says, what else is there? She's frustrated. Doesn't want to think about it.
That's not a good reason. And I said, that's not good writing.
One more chance. Wanna fuck?
Yeah.
No thanks.
They felt like morally obligated to point out like drugs are bad. I felt like that scene.
She wakes up and he gives her rat poison for her fix.
Yuck, yuck, yuck. Everybody's a comedian. Banter!
You didn't touch me all night long. You either got to be a queer or a cop.
He says,
I'm not queer.
In the alley, his car got fucked up. He's furious. She needs a fix.
She throws a just gonna have to make do line right back at him. And he's talking about how much he loves his car.
Guy bumps into him on the street, stole his wallet with his badge, says, fuck a duck, and throws it aside.
Up until this point in the movie, the language has been pretty clean. And then, starting with Vanity saying, wanna fuck, the F-bombs go flying left and right.
Oh, swear jar Amin is back.
You know, I'm just saying, like, it's very obvious.
He realizes his wallet's gone. They're in a pool hall. They're looking for Papa Doc. And then my next note, was Vanity the original Halle Berry?
She was.
Yeah, right?
She was, yeah.
Okay, so it's not racist. Bartender takes Jackson into a room. He opens an armoire, and there's testicles in a jar.
It's his balls.
The bartender knocks him out with a bottle. And then, repeat offender, Miguel Nunez Jr.
I mean, what movie was Miguel Nunez in?
Joanna Man.
No, we haven't done that one.
That we've done.
You dickhead.
He was in White Chicks.
Nope.
Scary Movie 3.
Nope.
Nope.
Now you're profiling.
Money Talks.
No.
What was he in?
Pluto Nash.
Vanity breaks in as they threaten to cut off his balls.
Hold on.
No.
You think I'm get you or something, don't you? Don't bogart me, Lightfoot. There ain't nothing we like better than to take a Tom slick like you and have a little blanket party.
You know, son, I don't understand what you're saying.
You dissing me? Don't diss me. I'm gonna break it down to you. See, you be a Charlie Irvine, and we gonna tap dance on your lips. And then we gonna deprive you of your frickin' frack.
I don't understand a word of it, do you?
As he says that line, I wrote,
It's like a G-dog on a fly tip, flossing with the pussy, cutting in the crib. What the fuck does that mean?
And Action Jackson says, what does that mean?
Yeah, there's so much slang that even Action doesn't understand what the hell's going on. I had never heard Gishi before.
I had never heard any of it other than Bogart.
Lightfoot is a cop. I know that.
I thought it meant he was gay.
Blanket party, though. What is a blanket party? I didn't even look that one up.
I think you know what a blanket party is.
I think I can figure it out.
I think Mays has figured it out many a time before. You call it a fort, Mays.
A form of corporal punishment, mostly frequently within the military community.
So Vanity says that's her brother. He spent a year in Bellevue.
There's also a Native American guy that comes in with a Mexican accent to apparently translate.
Threw me off. It threw me all the way off.
He calls Papa Doc a regular Library of Congress.
I'm going to admit to something that I'm not proud of. I thought that was the Samoan lineman from Necessary Roughness. Wrote a note. Hey, it's the Samoan lineman from Necessary Roughness. No. Looked it up. Had to delete the note.
Racist.
It's not him.
And like so many libraries, his books are too often available to the public. And I said, isn't that all libraries?
Right.
He starts beating everybody's ass, obviously.
He wrecks them.
He's a lot more oral than Oral Roberts.
Yes! Yes, I was sent. I was sent to bring you down, brother. Yes, I was sent. I was sent to bust your asses and wipe these streets clean. Yes, because I am the man.
What, are you looking for Papa Doc?
And you may possess his righteous manhood, but his soul, it still seems free and clear.
He's got a metal plate in his head.
Somebody give me an amen. Yes,
This motherfucker's crazy, man.
I give myself an amen. Amen. Yes, I can hear it. I can feel it. I can feel it. Allow me to lay my healing hand upon you.
A guy comes at him and swings a baseball bat at him, and he just puts his forearm up and it shatters the bat, and he's fine.
Action.
I just love that we had to do the whole misdirect of the possessed preacher before he starts beating on them.
This whole scene is kind of unnecessary. This whole pool, like,
disagree.
We don't know who. No, I mean, I'm just saying, like, towards the story.
We got Papa Doc's nuts in a jar.
We did, and we also got this when the bartender who originally started this whole shit tries to creep away. Action Jackson says, "Surely you won't leave before you give me an amen." And then Vanity shows up and says, "Amen," and he kicks the dude through the door. I mean, like, the door explodes and the guy goes flying, and Action Jackson's walking. And his shirt is kind of open. And guys, his cleavage is amazing.
It's number 5.
No, come on now.
Oh, no, no. Look, I'm attracted to him. He's amazing.
Yeah, Zach already said he had a fantasy about Carl Weathers in this movie.
He's got one button unbuttoned, and yet you see all the chesticles just popping out.
He's Nikola Pekovic. Shopping. We all shop online now, and we've all seen that promo code field. Taunting you, say, oh, I bet you wish you had a promo code, loser. And you don't. But now, thanks to Honey, manually searching for coupon codes is a thing of the past. You know, you've all been on a website and you're like, man, I wish this wasn't so expensive. And then you just Google whatever that website is and promo code. Honey's going to get it for you for free. Honey's the free browser extension that scours the internet for promo codes and applies the best ones that it finds to your cart. Supports over 30,000 stores online. These Honey-supported stores, they range from sites that have tech and gaming products to popular fashion brands to even food delivery. That's right. Save money on food delivery. Imagine you're shopping on one of your favorite sites. I want you to picture it right now. You've typed it in. You're just shopping around. You've got your cart ready. And you're like, yeah, I'm gonna buy these jeans. I'm gonna buy this hoodie. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna feel so comfortable in my home in these new clothes. When you check out that Honey button, the Honey button just drops down. And all you got to do is apply coupons. You don't even have to search for them. You know why? Because you wait a few seconds and Honey searches for the coupons that it can find for that site. And if Honey finds a working coupon, you'll watch the price drop. That's right. It's gonna drop. Me personally, done it for a lot of sweatsuits, a lot of comfortable clothing during the pandemic. I've just clicked that Honey button and all of a sudden it searches. It's, hey, you got $10 off here. Sometimes it's like you get 30% off. You're like, how the hell did I get 30% off? It's incredible. But Honey has found over 17 million members, over $2 billion in savings. That's right. If you don't already have Honey, you could straight up be missing out on free savings. It's literally free and installs in a few seconds. And by getting it, you'll be doing yourself a solid and supporting this podcast. So get Honey for free at joinhoney.com/ding. That's joinhoney.com/ding. They get out of there. Hotel guy sends Jackson to a barbershop.
Oh, my God.
Kid Sable.
Woman gives him the lowdown on the invisible men bodyguards of Coach Delaplane.
Barber exposition, and why is she talking like that?
I don't know.
Dee is a barber, but instead of clipping an extension, she's clipping an exposition.
Is this the only way she could remember her lines? By sing-songing them.
Delaplane's former partner was a multimillionaire and an all-around deviant named Enzo Catelli. Catelli lived in Rome, and as a defense against kidnapping attempts, he formed an elite group of bodyguards, which he called the Invisible Men, due to their almost demonic ability to remain completely undetected.
Yeah, but Catelli's dead, isn't he?
Alas, he had no defense against his bodyguard's greed. Delaplane financed Catelli's demise and the untimely departure of the first Mrs. Delaplane as well.
There's nothing in the world that I love as much as she loves the word alas. She dropped about 7 alasses in that speech. Who talks like this? And as Action Jackson gets up, by the way, hasn't gotten a single cut or anything. All he got was like a hot towel treatment. That's all he came for.
That's all he needed.
He just came for exposition, I mean.
He gets up, walks out. She starts dancing to Shotgun. And I said, wait, can she hear the music too?
I think it was playing in the barbershop.
Motives are not my department, just the delivery of details. At least she knows her role.
She knows it.
Points him to O'Rooney.
At the Red Devil. He can't find Vanity. Maybe she's in a different room at the hotel. Officer Biff is trying to tell a joke again. They spot Jackson's car.
I got roaches in my apartment with better jokes, and they don't laugh during the punchlines. And I felt seen at that point because I think one of my big criticisms about us is that we laugh too often during our own punchlines. We need to get better about that.
No, I disagree with that. I think people who are in on what we're doing like that.
I think we mix it up and do both. I think my favorite thing is to tell a joke with a serious delivery, and then there's silence. I think that's almost more valuable than a laugh at this point.
The way you delivered that line sounded like Detective Exposition from the beginning. That's how he talks.
Jackson busts in before she gets her needle.
Mr. Quick is Sonny Landham, who is also in Predator.
That's right. She says not to pull that on Action Jackson, and he is working this drug dealer.
So she's about to get high, right? Like, and every drug addict who's on the verge of getting high but then doesn't get high is usually not really in the best mood. but she gives the best play-by-play with zingers and one-line banter throughout this.
She's a natural.
Oh, she's amazing.
Shoots up the drug dealer with a syringe.
I'm gonna cut you deep, you motherfucker.
And then he throws him out the window.
No, he doesn't.
Into the window of another building.
There you go. He threw him from one building to the next building.
Into the other.
Ladies and gentlemen, action.
Cops rush up to get him, and Jackson and Vanity jump out of the building and fall 4 stories onto the roof of his car.
Leap before you look.
They stripped the car. They even took his wipers. I don't know if you guys noticed that. They stole the
No, I didn't notice that.
The wipers. I'm like, come on, guys. Also, there's no way she didn't break her back falling like that.
Of course.
She fell so hard her shoes fell off.
Stuntman.
Yeah, stuntman. They get away in the cop car.
Sable's making gay jokes at the cops as they run upstairs and downstairs. He asks if they want a double bed.
You want a double bed?
I want a double bed.
And then he offers them a good bathhouse recommendation.
You want a bathhouse?
It reminded me of the motel in Adventures of Pluto Nash when the guy asked if they all are going to get in the hot tub.
That's right.
They get away in the cop car. He explains to Vanity he was set up for murder. She just wants her fix.
Biff gets denied commandeering a vehicle by a woman.
And the woman tells him to fuck off. And I said, it's almost like this movie had its own swear jar. And like they just gave up midway through.
Now he's speeding down an alley to give her a rush. She finally agrees to help, and his braking defies all physics to stop from crashing into the wall.
Pushing 88 miles per hour. Fucking Doc Brown was ready to go back to the future in that shit.
And he brakes with about 15 feet to go before this thing, but he spins it sideways.
Yeah, that's how you do it. That's the physics behind that. By the way, he stopped on a dime driving a Ford Crown Victoria, a Crown Vic, which is not like a very agile car.
No.
Also, she wanted a rush, but she's a heroin addict. So it's not like an adrenaline rush.
It's not the same. Yeah.
It's the opposite. They want to like go to sleep and forget. And you just like ratcheted up her anxiety 100 times over.
His charms and good looks must have won her over. And she said, it sure as hell wasn't your driving. Banter. He tells her he's divorced. They kiss and she gets out of the car and she says it's her loss and walks away.
She says it feels like her teeth are hollow, her gums are dry rubber, and there's a bonfire in her head. He says, I think I felt that way once. They called it love. What?
Smooth.
He's just starting to work his way back in because, you know, he was so disinterested in her.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
Now he's letting her know.
Take notes, guys.
Dentist system.
Yeah, the dentist, exactly, the dentist system.
When she's in the bar, I wrote, she's got to smell horrible at this point, right?
When you look that good, you can never smell horrible.
Oh, Rooney doesn't give a shit. I'll tell you that.
No, he doesn't. He's like, what's a nice girl like you doing in a bar like this? And she says, I'm not. Who says I'm nice? And he said, even better. And I said, that's creepy as hell.
Wow, you said that.
Is that what you wrote?
No, what I wrote actually was, is this an 80s remix of an 80s song? Because they're playing For the Love of Money, but it's a very much more 80s-fied version of For the Love of Money. The OJ's For the Love of Money.
She asks for the man named Oliver, Delaplane Center. It's about tomorrow night. He walks out with her. Ed, the bodyguard, walks in as they walk out a different door. They drive off. She walks him up some stairs.
They drive off. It's morning now. Did they drive all night?
So they fucked.
Did she? Yeah, okay. She got it. Okay.
Jackson slides down a chain to the guy.
Why?
Yeah.
Why?
What a flex.
Just because he could. Literal flex. He's just showing off the guns.
This is the first of a couple entrances from above that I'm like, really?
Party's happening tonight. Dinner, dancing. Jackson grabs the dude's tie and starts choking him. He's going to have to kill Foss so this guy can be president of the union. Vanity's now been grabbed by the henchmen.
The Invisible Men.
The blonde mullet wig shows up.
That wig is terrible.
Helicopter with the gunman, Delroy Lindo, hanging out.
He's got a bazooka, doesn't he? Like, isn't that not the right gun to have?
The mullet wig guy looks like the real men of genius, man, for Bud Light. On his blonde.
Delaplane says that he must have 1,000 questions as Action Jackson is chained to some pillars.
Oh, this is some primo, top grade, high quality villain exposition here.
Oh, it's fantastic.
He's monologuing his ass off.
I'm a kingmaker rather than a king. There's an old cliche that says, true power rests behind the throne. Fortunately, we have a government that's proven that cliche true time and time again. Of course, to implement that kind of power, one must have a tool. And murder is a tool.
Some real Game of Thrones shit.
And murdering's fun every once in a while. And he gives a lowdown on all the people he's murdered and why.
Yeah.
And now Jackson's going to have to join his son in a prison shower. And I thought, pension?
Yeah. I wrote that too.
Wait, what? No, he was talking about having his son killed.
Yeah, but like he definitely made it seem like it would happen in the shower.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure those guys are going to have their way first. Also, he talks about Vanity, says she's going to die of an overdose, of course, after I fuck her one last time. And Action does not like that.
He grabs that chain.
He roars and he grabs a chain. And Coach says, shouldn't wear your heart on your sleeve. Very unbecoming. And I swear to God, I thought that he was going to follow it up with, of course, I'll be coming inside Vanity later. Right before I kill her.
Delroy Lindo's going to dress like Jackson as the assassin.
To most of my guests, you all look alike anyway.
Oh, my God.
Whoa! Black History Month! Whoa!
Delroy Lindo holds up his shirt. As if everyone knows. No, I know that red shirt. That's Action Jackson.
That's the Action Jackson shirt.
Like, he couldn't just go get dressed, like, wear anything.
What does Delaplane want from him? He wants Jackson to die. One of these days, you're going to really piss me off.
Oh, that's a great foreshadowing line.
Invisible men approach with a torch. Time for a barbecue. And that's when Ed the bodyguard flies down from the second story.
All 270 pounds of him, baby.
Hello, I'm Mr. Ed.
Shout out to Mr. Ed the Talking Horse. What a reference.
And then he
What
lands.
a fucking reference.
He picks up the spray can of paint and says, somebody call about a paint job, and sprays the dude in the
He's fucking throwing out one-liners as he's in the middle of a 5-person fight.
Action!
Shout out to Ed's loyalty to Vanity over his paycheck from Craig T. Nelson, coach.
This is how I know Ed really, really got under Action Jackson's skin. Because Action Jackson picks up the blowtorch and says, chill out. And then he lights him up. And it's like, oh, you're off your game. You fucked up. Like, he threw you off your game.
I'm not sure chill out was the right one-liner there. I would have gone with, where's the fire?
Or bring the heat.
Because the dude was hustling. That's why he told him to chill out. So it's like, where's the fire? Why are you hustling?
He torches the guy with the gas can. He goes up in flames.
The hotter, hottest was what he was going to go with there.
That would have been good too, yeah. Fires a grenade launcher at them as they run away. Ed can move for a dude that's 270 and like maybe 55 years old.
Barbecue, huh? How do you like your ribs? And then he shoots him with a grenade launcher in his sternum.
Massive explosion, engulfed in flames, and just like that, all the invisible men are gone.
Action.
Party time. Jackson brought the purse snatcher in a tux. Delivery assassin is dressed in the red shirt up in the tree. He's got the gun. Detective exposition is there.
Why did he need to wear the shirt?
I don't know.
He's hiding in a tree.
It was just for some racist exposition of you all look alike to them.
Yeah.
Well played.
Thinks he sees Jackson. Ed and Kid Sable are there too.
Hitting the buffet with a vengeance.
Meanwhile, the Asian guy is there. I said, what is with the Asian guy?
You never figured that out, huh?
No.
He calls everybody's attention, brings up Foss to say some words. Jackson sees the kill in the tree, so he swings on some string lights.
No, he tells the pickpocket, the purse snatcher, he tells him to run.
Oh, yeah.
I'm waiting for is he going to run in the line of fire? And I said, that's a really fucked up way to
yeah.
But then he goes over here, grabs the string lights, pulls the dude down. And I said, this was your plan? The guy got shot.
This made absolutely no sense because he swings on Christmas lights well below where Gamble is, but somehow everything explodes and Gamble misses and hits Foss in the shoulder, then falls out of the tree
and gets impaled. And I won't lie, I wrote, what is going on?
What?
Not exactly sure what Action did there, but
I loved it all. Now Delaplane says he's headed to the chopper.
Get to the chopper!
Kid Sable is going to fight the Asian bodyguard, and he does some amazing footwork.
Dazzles him with the footwork.
Amazing. James Brown, Gregory Hines tap dancing footwork.
I don't think I've ever been in a fight and I got distracted by the other person's feet. He was mesmerized.
Was anyone you ever fought done that? Because I think if someone did that, I wouldn't know what to do.
Would you stare at the feet like you were being hypnotized?
I would have to. You just see how those things were going?
He was staring at that dude's feet like Mowgli in the Jungle Book when the snake comes down and starts fucking hypnotizing him.
He punches the bodyguard. Then Detective Exposition shoots the bodyguard for him.
Yeah.
Hope this teaches you crime doesn't pay.
And he lets Jackson go to save Vanity.
Yeah, no, he had some banter there.
There's some banter, yeah. Delaplane has a gun to her.
The reason why they know that Vanity's upstairs is because she breaks a window and
she
just yells out,
screams.
"Action!" And I said, foreshadowing. And was...
Oh, my God.
I've never
seen this before. I've never seen this in a movie.
How many episodes of Cinephobe? How many episodes of Cinephobe have we done? I've never. I've never.
I stood up. I stood up. I stood up off my couch.
You sure you were standing up, or was it just a standing ovation?
I watch these movies all the time, and there are times, many a time, where I'm like, "Oh, I hope this happens," and it never really happens. It's just like one of those, like, it would be funny or it'd be great if this happened. And right when she when she breaks the window and yells, "Action!" I was like, I got a spark inside me. Oh, is this gonna happen? And he gets in the car.
He crashes it through the wall, right? Into the house.
And he crushes Leon Rose.
You lose.
My notes are, please go up the stairs. Please go up the stairs.
He drives up the stairs, around the second story, turning corners. And I wrote, how big are these fucking hallways?
I have the same notes.
How the fuck is he driving this car through the house? Oh my God, bro. I had the same note too.
He crashes into the bedroom. Delaplane shoots at him.
There's a hottest callback.
Grabs Vanity, puts a gun to her head. Delaplane backs away, puts the gun down. Vanity says to shoot him. Then Action Jackson puts his gun down, and they're gonna fight.
We know how Action feels about this from the cab driver scene. Shooting someone is chicken shit.
Coach has been training for this, by the way.
Vanity can't believe it.
Coach roundhouse kicks Jackson onto the car.
Roundhouse kick after roundhouse kick from Coach.
He kicks him through the window, and that's when he says, "Now you've pissed me off." And he starts whooping his ass.
Combo punches after combo punches.
I'm so hot. I'm sweating. I'm laughing.
Coach goes for a gun. Jackson shoots him. He gets shot in the shoulder.
Craig T. Nelson's death, where he's got all four limbs akimbo, like fully splayed out like an X.
Like he got fucking...
What a death.
Like he got fucking shot with a shotgun. It's a 9mm. Like
this is one dead piece of shit car builder.
He was rounding corners with a car, gunning it.
Guys, look, we have a lot of listeners who do not watch the movies. If you have access to HBO Max, turn on the movie and just gun it to like 10 minutes left in this movie, right? 15 minutes left, so somewhere in that range. And just watch him drive up the stairs and around the second story with a fucking sports car.
Oh my God.
Captain wants a report first thing in the morning.
First thing?
Lieutenant. Vanity says she'll give up drugs cold turkey. He can have her on Thanksgiving.
Can I have you any sooner?
They kiss. Roll credits. I don't understand it.
Pointer Sisters back.
There was a movie called Dangerous Passion in 1990. Totally unrelated film which starred Carl Weathers, and in some countries it was retitled Action Jackson 2.
Nice.
Carl Weathers, who was 39 when shooting started, joked that the rigorous shooting schedule for the action sequences aged his body into the 60s and blamed director Craig R. Baxley.
Oh, man.
Washed king.
Because he did do a lot of that shit, man. I was watching, it's like, that's not a stunt, man. That's fucking Carl Weathers jumping over that shit.
The car at the mansion is a 1987 Pontiac Fiero with body effects that make it resemble a Ferrari Testarossa coupe. That's for the car nerds. Well-known bladesmith Jack Crane made the knives in the movie, having also made the knives in Predator, Die Hard, and Commando. And this just made me think of The Fan, with our guy Bulldog stabbing the car hood with the knife.
Yeah.
In the 1990s, Vanity cast off her stage name and became an evangelical Christian, Amin.
Oh, damn.
Hence the end of her career. Miguel Nunez apparently turned down a bigger role in the movie. Who do you guys think he would have played? I think he would have played Albert.
Yeah, that's the purse snatcher.
Carl Weathers came up with the idea for the film on the set of Predator in 1987 during conversations with producer Joel Silver, who produced both movies about their shared love of 1970s blaxploitation films. The title was born after Weathers spoke to an Australian crew member about the project. To indicate his interest in working on the film, the crew member said, "I'm in like Action Jackson."
Phenomenal.
Well, I mainly eat out of a dumpster.
I should try that. I need some new dresses.
Don't. Or if you do, stay away from the one at Ocean and Wilshire. That's mine. Seriously. Stay out of it.
Golden Dumpster nominees: Banter.
Action.
Carl Weathers acting his ass off.
Oh my God.
Action having a Harvard law degree, which he clearly uses in that one scene where he's talking with the old white man. The boat explosion sequence. Action calling the cab driver a chicken shit if he shoots him. Papa Doc's nuts being in a jar. Kid Sable's voice. D, the Basil Barber of exposition. Action driving a sports car through Delaplane's house.
I already gave you guys mine. I like, as much as I love the car through the house, as much as I love Enough is Enough, that scene. Oh man, there's nothing like Action Jackson at the club. This beautiful ass woman, Vanity, singing directly to him in a crowded club. And he's just playing it off with like a little smirk on his face. Oh, Golden Dumpster right there.
It's easily him driving around the second story sports car. Oh. And like cutting the corner. I mean, like fucking Mario Kart.
He's gutting it. That's not like like
how big is
idling
that
or whatever.
house? How big is the house? Is he in a micro
How big is
machine?
the
What's
hallway?
happening?
The hallways are so wide.
Oh
There's
my
plenty of room on either side of the car.
Oh my God.
That's an all-timer. That's an all-time Golden Dumpster.
It is. It is. Maze, your Golden Dumpster?
I gotta go with D, the Basil Barber of exposition. That scene in a movie full of exposition, we've never had anybody quite relish their role as an exposition specialist, quite like D, the Barber. She doesn't give motive. She just gives details. It's D.
Amin, you picked it, motherfucker. Phobe or file?
Oh, man. Look. The moment I saw that mustache, I was smitten, man. That's like when he said mellow out and my man fainted right after the Detroit Lions failed to tackle him. This is a file. This is as file gets. And we talk about this every time we do one of these 80s action movies. This is why we do Cinephobe.
100%.
I already filed it 5 minutes in. This movie was a delight. I don't even really have anything negative to say. Like it was just a blast. The banter was turned up to 11. Carl Weathers acting his ass off.
We did get a lot of banter.
So much banter. All the lines were good. Like there really wasn't too much wasted. All the supporting characters.
I have pages and pages full of notes, but I have no notes on this movie. It's perfect.
They wanted to turn this into a franchise, and I don't understand how that didn't happen. They made a shit ton of money. Wow.
It's an easy file for me. When he ran down the cab and then he front flipped over it, I yelled, "File it, you fucking cowards." Like, it's an easy file.
Sprinted.
He ran down
it wasn't
a speeding car.
Keeping pace. He ran it down like he was in a car.
And then he was alongside it, running, yelling at the dude.
His vaulted dive that he did, like a professional Olympic diver's dive off of that car to land on the roof of that cab.
Meanwhile, in the background, the propane truck, after a fender bender, just
blew up for no reason. Blew up for no reason. Absolutely not.
I won't lie. I thought he was going to catch shit for blowing up a city block, like destroying millions of dollars of property. Nobody gave Action Jackson any guff for it, though.
This is the lowest audience score we've had since Jason X, and it doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it. I think people just haven't seen the movie. I am shocked. I thought the cab scene, "Hello, I'm Mr. Ed," and the driving down the hallways were going to be all three Golden Dumpsters.
Call for a paint job.
And I don't have a problem with any of your picks. I'm just shocked. Like, there's too many Golden Dumpsters for this movie.
The Mr. Ed reference, I was like, are they really doing that? Is that why his name was Ed the whole time?
Kid Sable's footwork.
Kid Sable's voice.
His voice.
Bite him, Dino. Bite him. Go ahead, bite him.
There are a lot of people who do not watch these movies. They just like listening to us talk about them. Go watch this movie.
Watch this fucking movie.
Yeah, it's so good. Watch it enough to where HBO Max decides to keep paying for it forever. So it's always available.
Next time we make love, you introduce me to Jade.
Black History Month was sweeps only, folks.
Wow. That'll make up for 400 years of oppression, right?
I think Sharon Stone and Vanity did that in this movie. I'll hear thrusting.
What's next, Amin?
Next week, we enter the month of March. New theme. You know what we're doing, boys? We're going back to an actor-themed month. And this month, it's going to be Arnold. Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper.
Get to the chopper. It's Arnold.
Chill out. Both referenced in this movie.
Yes. It's my pick. This is, if you longtime listeners of the pod will know that I was surprised. I actually fought Mayes and Harper about whether this movie was even Cinephobe eligible. I said it's not. This is one of the great movies of the 80s.
You were apoplectic.
There's not a single movie that's come across our spreadsheet that I've been more shocked is Cinephobe eligible than Twins, starring Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito.
And Twins!
Parties that never end, dogs that love cats, and twins.
Yo, Rob.
Yo, Amin.
What's the biggest complaint I always have whenever we record these podcasts?
Besides Jerv being too sleepy, I think it's you forget to name a couple things. You always want to talk about some extra stuff.
Oh, man. It's the worst feeling in the world. When we get done and we say cut and I'm sending the files to Rob and I say, shit, I forgot we were going to talk about this topic or that topic. Well, guess what? We're not going to have those problems anymore. If you go ahead and download the Stereo app. That's right. Go to stereo.com/Darth Amin and make sure you are linked and subscribe to us. And we're going to talk about all of the different things that I always forget about. This is a great app. Every time you guys are listening to this pod, you say, oh, I wish I could chime in. But you're listening to a pod. You can never chime in. It's pre-recorded. Guess what? With Stereo, you're able to have your voice heard. You can ask real-time questions about either the pod episode we recorded or whatever we're talking about at the time. It's great. It's a forum for you to listen to your favorite podcasters. That'll be me and yours truly, all at the Count the Things Network. And we're going to be out here. We're going to do this regularly, multiple times a week. Just hop on Stereo. Download the app. Subscribe. Follow Darth Amin. Follow Talk Hoops. Follow Trayvon. Follow Big Waz. All of us. You know who we are. You search for us on the Stereo app. You will find us and subscribe to us and be a part of these conversations real time. Have the ability to ask the questions that you want to ask. Stop us when we're on some bullshit, as we are frequently. And of course, catch some content that goes above and beyond what you listen to in the podcast you already love. Again, that is the Stereo app. And you can follow me, stereo.com/Darth Amin. You can look up everybody else by their handles. Their handles are all the same as what we have on social media. You join us multiple times a week. I love Stereo. I'm on the app talking all the time. Follow me and get notified every time I go live.